Back in 1992, William Jefferson Clinton, a country boy from down in Arkansas, running for president, governor of Arkansas, had been his highest level of any office he had held. And he'd been a pretty charismatic politician, and, he's pretty liberal in a lot of the things that he said and believed. And fooled around and ran for presidency and was able to defeat, Bob Dole, and became the president of the United States of America. But a large part of the reason why Bill Clinton was able to defeat Bob Dole is because he had hired a young Louisiana fella named James Carville, who came up with this slogan, "It's the economy, stupid." And that slogan ran in the 1992 campaign, and it doubled down in the 1996 campaign. It's the economy, stupid. And at the time, the economy of America was in the doldrums. It wasn't where most people were enjoying a good and prosperous American apple pie and flag waving parade, the summer parade America. And so Bill Clinton began to say, we need to rebuild the economy, stupid, rather than build the military. And he won. And I want to, not use that phrase, but the idea that went along with the fact that people were unaware of the leadership of Bob Dole and the Republican Party, and others were unaware of the real issues that was affecting the American lifestyle, and most were blind to it. And even those that were demented by it didn't understand it until James Carville identified it. It's the economy, stupid. And so what I want to do now is to say, under similar kinds of circumstances, far more grave than the 1992 and the 1996 elections of William Jefferson Clinton, is that it's the tribulation, stupid. We're in the tribulation. It's the tribulation. It's not even the coronavirus or the COVID-19 or COVID-19 or whatever it is you call it, and all the dialogue and discussions about it. It's the tribulation, stupid. But I've not heard any of the major voices say it. Now, I made a statement on this past week, and I said to, this past Sabbath, I said to Chris Cuomo of CNN, who has been diagnosed with the coronavirus, and I'll now say it to Boris Johnson, who's been diagnosed and hospitalized over yonder in the UK, and Brooke Baldwin of the announcer from CNN, and there are others as well. I would say to them, and now listen to me very carefully, you can discount me as whatever it is. You can discount me as a fringe guy. You can, say I'm not with the mainstream of religiosity and Christianity and churchianity, rather. You can go ahead and do all of that if that suits your fancy and it makes you feel good. But I want to tell you something, that if you're looking for solutions and medical treatments, at least to deal with the deaths, people in power are going to have to say, we're in the tribulation. Now, you won't get anybody on the news say that. You won't get anybody on Face the Nation or any of these other major programs, Good Morning America and Good Night Irene. You can't get none of them to say it. They ain't going to say tribulation. I was teaching sometime earlier, and I said to them, now listen, we're in the tribulation. People who listen to me understand the process. But others, I said to them, but think for just a second. 2 months ago, and I say that for exaggeration purposes, to capture your imagination, 2 months ago, in Times Square, New York City, on the 31st of December, at 9 o'clock in the morning, people were gathering in Times Square. And you couldn't get into Times Square. Millions of people at 9 o'clock in the morning on December 31st had packed their bags. Many of them were wearing diapers so that they could feces on themselves and urinate on themselves. Because once you get into the Times Square lockdown for the New Year's Eve event, you don't get out. There are no bathrooms. So you just do it on yourself. But that's how cultish, that's how asinine people are to be in Times Square to see the ball drop and see the brand new year come in. That was 2 months ago, right? 2 million people in Times Square. You could hardly believe it. Packed in like sardines. And now, 2 months later, you can't find 2 people in Times Square. They're all gone. They're all at home. They're all hiding behind their doors. They're all wearing masks. They're all trying to avoid the coronavirus that is sweeping across the planet. In just 2 months, the world has changed that greatly. And yet, they just think it's another phenomenon, just one other thing. No, my friends, you've never seen anything like this before. It's the tribulation, stupid. It's the tribulation. It's what we're in. And so I think it's important, that people began to look at this and understand. Of course, many people will not. And that's just the way this cookie crumbles. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.